Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 Ram 1500 RHO Crew Cab. Huge shout out to Benson Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram for providing this super truck for me today. Take a look at their website. That link is down in the description. This RHO is finished off in bright white, and the MSRP is just over $92,000. Now this is powered by the Hurricane engine. This is the 3-liter twin-turbo inline 6. It's paired to the 8-speed automatic. Pumps out 540 horsepower, 521 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent through the 4-wheel drive system, propelling the 6,300 pound pickup from 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds. It has a top speed of 118 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 33 gallons. You'll expect to see 15 miles per gallon in the city, 21 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 145.1 inches. Its overall length is 233.7. It has a width of 88, a height of 81.9, and its maximum ground clearance is 11.8 inches. Now, as we move on to the exterior styling, this is going to resemble the TRX, which is the previous generation and had the Hemi V8 engine. So up front, you'll notice Ram is very large and it's hollow too to provide even more cooling. There's a forward camera, plenty of cutouts within that grille too, with the matte black top and bottom design, which leads its way to the headlight housings, which have a dark housing to them, and there's also fog lights in the steel bumper. Now there's tow hooks up front, parking sensors, along with the sensor for distance pacing, so you do have some of the daily driving features, which is nice. There's also steel skid plates underneath, and then a functional hood scoop right in the middle. You'll notice the amber lights. Because this vehicle is so wide, that is a regulation to have those. You'll notice RHO on the graphic as well, along with Hurricane high output and the heat extraction vents on both sides. Definitely a very beefy front end appearance for it, and it should be with the performance from this truck. Now, as we work our way to the side, this has a set of 35-inch tires along with the matte black wheels. And as far as the suspension for this goes, this has about 13 inches of travel up front, 14 inches in the rear, utilizing the Bilstein adaptive shocks and suspension. Now this also has steel running boards that could act as a rock slider. There's also the gloss black with the camera and a turn signal on the mirrors. There's also a vent just behind the plastic fender flares. There's also gloss black for the lower section of the door. And then this has a full moonroof up top. Now with the crew cab, you have the full 4 doors, of course, and RHO on the side of the bed here, where this also has a payload capacity of 1,500 pounds. Now in back, there's a steel bumper along with the dual exhaust. There's also tow hooks. This can tow around 8,300 pounds as well. There's also the backup camera too, and this has a remote start. So with the key fob, we can lock it and double tap this button on the right side. Let's take a listen to that Hurricane engine. And it definitely sounds really good, especially under acceleration and exhaust, which we will hear later. You can also use the button to lower the liftgate or the tailgate, or just use that control underneath. Now this has the spray-in bed liner along with the tie-down channels, so that way you can place in several items. There's also 115 volt and some cargo lights too. So you have a lot of space, and it will automatically go up, which is super helpful. This truck also has the side bed step, so you can deploy that and use that as needed. And then here's a look at the Bilstein active suspension from the rear. It's a little bit harder to see up front, but that is neat to have. Now for the interior, you'll notice a lot of premium materials. There's alcantara, leather with stitching, the carbon fiber design. There's also Harman Kardon for the audio, and then lots of storage in this door. And for the back seats here, they have the same leather and red stitching, and you can also fold up these seats. So there's storage underneath the floor. So if you need a little bit more, you can also remove this out of the way with both seats, and you can have a nice flat surface for larger items. So just depending on if you have people or you have additional storage, it's super practical. And then the grab handle helps you enter, where you'll notice more alcantara. There's storage pockets, areas you can place different tools or items. There's cup holders in the middle. You get heated and ventilated seats with several auxiliaries and vents on both sides, and tons of legroom. And at 5'10", I have about 1.5 inches or so of headroom, but I can be in this comfortably and have 2 other people back here. So it is spacious. If you are hauling around 3 people in the back, this is definitely where you want to be in the space that you want. So there's the armrest with storage along with the cup holders. And then when you have that middle passenger, you can flip that up. Now this also has a power sliding rear glass, and then visibility is going to be very easy to see since this pillar is thin. Now up front, this also has memory seating adjustments. They're massaging too. There's the window controls, side mirror adjustments, which are power folding, and then even more storage. RAM is down on the door sill, and then RHO is also in the seat for RAM high output. And then you also get a grab handle for your front passengers, which is helpful. And this has a leather steering wheel. It's perforated and solid. But let's fire this back up and take a listen to that Hurricane engine. And coming back to the full digital gauge cluster, you can go through quite a lot using the controls on the left side, where there's also Bluetooth and voice commands. So if I just start scrolling left or right, you can go through the menu section in the lower screen and pull up the information that you'd like to see. So you have a few different modes that you can look at for your speedometer setting, and then you can scroll up to settings where you can go through all of this, including the head-up display and your screen setup too. So you can actually configure what you would like to see and the display style that you would like. So you have traditional versus more modern here, and it's really neat. So just depending on what is going to work best for you, you can quickly get into these. Now for the head-up display, you can look at brightness and the content and layout. So you can choose what you would like to see within the head-up display, which is really neat. Now we can also go back and keep scrolling where there's audio. You have trailer tow, so you can monitor all of that information. There's also off-roading, wheel articulation, drivetrain, steering angle, and then pitch and roll. You can look at the navigation when that is active. There's also some more trip information, and then a lot of performance features. So for this performance truck, you can look at drag times. There's also braking. You have your peak for G-force meter, along with some other times that you can pull up and monitor. You can also look at more vehicle information along with all those stats, your daily driving info, and then we're back to settings there. So it is very easy to go through. You'll also notice too the very large paddles. They're actually connected on the top and the bottom with the gap in the middle for the volume and tuning adjustments. So you can hit it on the top or the bottom. Either way is going to work. There's all the cruise control settings as well. And then on the left side, there's headlight and fog light controls, some dimmer switches. You have the pedal adjustments along with the e-brake. There's one air vent. The head-up display is currently showing miles per hour and the speed limit sign. There's also more alcantara and leather for the dash, a little bit of storage behind the massive vertical screen. So with this, it's fairly easy to go through. You'll notice for the driver, there's temperature along with traction control and hazards, and then fan speed. Your passenger has temperature adjustments, and then some defrosters, AC, and then volume and tuning. Now within this screen, for the lower section, we can go home. You do have a split view, so you can look at nav up top along with music down below, and then even add widgets too. You can get into the media along with all of your climates. So when you have this pulled up, you can look at the heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. You even have the heated rear seats as well, and then the rest of those controls and the massaging functions that you can get into and activate. You can pair your phone, of course. When you go into a vehicle, you have a lot more that you can look at. General settings to set everything up the way that you would like in terms of your trailer, get your navigation, your voice commands going, all of that. There's a few controls here for the passenger screen along with the camera system. You can even get into performance pages. So under this, you can monitor all of these times. There's different gauge clusters, G-force meter. This is some of what we saw on the gauge cluster there, which is pretty neat, especially for a pickup truck. There's even race options too. So this does have launch control. You can activate that. You have race prep and even shift lights, depending on how you want the vehicle to react. There's even the towing settings to go into as well, and different driving modes. So depending on how you are driving this, you can set everything up, and it is going to configure to what you need. So there are so many different ways that you can drive this vehicle, which is really neat to see. Now in the lower section, you can also get into apps. You can pull up the navigation. If we go back into vehicle, we can even get into some of the camera settings too. Now underneath that, still within the screen, there's parking sensors, the trailer steering, the gain for your trailer braking system, which is located underneath. There's also the control to help in backing up with a trailer. So you can push that to center the vehicle and then use it to go left and right. So just some assistances, especially if you've never towed. There's also factory auxiliary switches to use, so you can hook up exterior lighting, things like that. There's tons of auxiliaries, 2 wireless charging pads. You have cup holders, which you can hide away with the carbon fiber lid. And then this is also launch control along with the axle lock. There's some 4-wheel drive selectors, engine start stop, a downhill assist, and the different driving modes. You will notice those pop up in the gauge cluster, and you can go through all of these as needed. Some of them you do have to be in FOURR low to activate for some of those off-roading settings, but you also have a few on-roads too. So you have quite a lot again, depending on how you plan to drive. Now with this in reverse, there's the camera system, and you can pull up a lot of angles here, just depending on what you need to see. There's even more camera angles that you can connect with the auxiliaries there and even use the surround view. Now you can also shift using the shifter or those paddle shifters. There's an RHO plaque on top along with Hurricane high output engine. There's also PSI for the boost, which is 28, and then 540 for the power. There's alcantara along with leather, and then 2 separate bins to place in items. There's also some conversions on the upper section and a coin holder down below. There's also a locking glove box, and then your passenger gets their own screen. So you can push on this control on the left side to activate it, where you have some info that you can scroll through with the cameras, different devices. You can look at navigation. There's also some settings and notifications, and then controls for the brightness and pairing your headphones. So it's neat that you have that for your passenger. This also has a digital rear view mirror. There's several settings on the right side there to configure that. There's also a sunglass holder, garage door buttons on the sun visor, and then up top you have controls for that rear window along with the sunshade and sunroof, tilting it. There's also the tailgate, and then you have dome lights too. And then here's a look at visibility. Super easy to see. Pickups really don't have any blind spots. It's a big vehicle, so it's helpful that you can see in all directions. So setting off behind the wheel now for the Ram RHO, I have been able to drive and review the Ram TRX, which is the last generation basically having the Hemi V8. Now we have an all new engine for this model, the Hurricane engine, which is the twin turbo inline 6. May not be everyone's favorite, but it still has a really healthy power output, and it's still keeping this vehicle with the performance that the Ram in general is known for with the TRX and now the RHO. So if you're looking for a very performance-oriented pickup truck, even a small acceleration like that, we can get up to speed slightly there, and this is going to have a lot more performance, of course, and potential than what I'm doing today. Hopefully you've already seen videos of other owners taking these off-road, getting some air with them, and some of those people who are really going to use these for what it's capable of. Now, for the most part, this will be a daily driver, and for the test drive that I'm doing today, along with what I've done in the TRX, it is going to be a very comfortable vehicle and pickup to drive. With the suspension and the articulation that this has for off-roading, that's also a really good benefit for on-roading too. So if you're doing a lot of miles in this, it's going to be very comfortable and quiet, and of course you'll be able to hear it just slightly. Not as aggressive, of course, as the V8, but it still has a good tone to it. And then you have the paddle shifters as well that you can use once you have it in the manual setting. So let's put it into the sport mode. And the paddles are going to be very responsive too. So it is a performance truck, not something you're really going to take around turns, but I would buy one if I lived out west and had some deserts to do some high-speed runs. This would be the truck to do that and have it in those situations. It's not really going to be meant for slower speed or tighter turns. It will have some articulation, but it's a very big truck. It's very wide, so it's going to do better in a lot of open spaces. And with its sizing, you do have to maneuver it in parking lots and things like that. It's just something to get used to if you're in a truck this big. It's kind of a known when you're buying it that you will have to back up and maneuver and see where to park in certain areas, but other than that, it's very easy to drive. You would get used to it, of course, the more that you drive it, and it's very comfortable. At 5'10" as well, I have about 2.5 inches or so of headroom, and that is with the seat all the way down. So you can be a little bit taller than me and still fit comfortably in this, and this would be a great work type of vehicle. If you're hauling a lot of people, you have so much space for 5 people and all of their items too. So it's a great vehicle. I see a lot of vehicles of this price point at job sites, just depending on what you're doing. This is a vehicle that can do it all. You can tow all of your equipment and then have people in it, have a very comfortable place for everyone. So still in sport mode, second gear, here we go. And just a minor acceleration, this can get up. It has a lot more potential, of course, But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Ram RHO. There's some nice updates to it compared to the TRX with the digital gauge cluster and a few other settings, but in general, this is nearly identical to that truck, just having the different power plant. So it's very comfortable. You sit high up as well, and the visibility is pretty good out of the front. You can learn where the passenger side is. While you can't see the hood on that side, it's pretty easy to keep within the lanes and to drive. So there's even the corner mirrors for the side mirrors there that you can manually adjust. So for the normal mirror, that is automatic, of course, but you can manually adjust that, especially if you're towing. You can use that just to see a little bit farther in either direction. It's also something that can handle pretty well. It is a tall vehicle, of course. It won't have a low center of gravity, but this is going to handle pretty good for on-road and, of course, have really no issues off-road based on the videos that I've seen. I think it'd be really cool to have one of these to test out its off-roading capabilities and really see what this is able to do. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2026 Ram 1500 RHO. Once again, huge shout out to Benson Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram for providing this for me today. Take a look at the website, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.